Hello everybody, it's been a while, regrettably. The weather is markedly different than the last time I rode. It is no longer shorts weather. It's November 22nd, it's 2025. I've got a jacket on, windbreaker, sweats, so I'm kind of bundled up. It's been a while since I've been able to ride. I'm just trying to go out today and maybe test my fitness a little bit and see if I can make it far enough to get a pastry. We'll see how that goes. So I think I've given the story of Antrim Lake previously in a video, or given the facts about Antrim Lake. Since that video, I've learned a little bit about the family. I guess Everett Antrim was the owner of the quarry. Antrim Lake is a former quarry who ultimately donated that land to the city of Columbus, and it becomes a park. We're taking a look at it now off to the right. Apparently the family was in the dairy business and then later the ice cream business. They established a company in Columbus, and that was bought out by Borden Ice Cream. When Borden bought them out, Everett moved up to the Worthington area. He didn't buy actually in Worthington. He bought across the river. I think this is probably the Columbus area at that time. And at some point he decides he wants to build a quarry, but he gets some pushback. So part of the agreement is that he has the quarry for 10 years, then he donates the land for a park to the city of Columbus, and that's exactly what happened. Also in that previous video, and I'll try to link that up above, I told the story of the goats that were working this lake in, I believe it was July. I put that video out, and the goats, what they did is they cleared out some invasive plants. So you can see actually there's a gravel track that circles that lake. You can actually see much better now from that track. It's cleared up some views. I guess the next step, and that has happened just recently, they planted trees in those areas where they cleaned out the invasive species. You're not going to really see that on this video, nor could I see it on my ride either for that matter. But I guess that's happened, and that's happened within a couple weeks of this video here. So the title to this video was My Last Ride, or something to that effect. It was an intentionally provocative title, and not that that's really going to catch anybody's attention. I did mention at the beginning of the video that it had been a while since I had ridden. I had actually gotten sick, probably for better than a month. And I was sick enough during that time that I thought, man, maybe I've taken my last ride. Put a lot of work into riding and making these videos, and maybe I'm done. Eventually, I started feeling better, but I've always kind of contemplated, or I've been contemplating since then. You really never know when your last ride is. There was a time period in my life where I spent a lot of time on a road bike. I would probably do, between 100 and 200 miles a week. It was a big part of my life. I became a father, and things just changed. I had less and less time to do that. And eventually, at some point, I had my last ride, and I didn't even realize it. You don't realize sometimes that things are going to come to an end. So I guess if I'm going to go deep and philosophical, maybe we should make sure that we enjoy things in the moment. So that's what I'm going to try to do. This isn't my last ride. I'm coming back, baby. Coming back stronger. I just enjoy it. And I enjoy these videos, despite the fact that not a lot of people are seeing them as of now. So I do have plans for the channel. Hopefully, I'll get better as I go along. Everything I've done to this point has been on an iPhone using iMovie. It's been, it's not an easy process. It could probably be a lot easier if I had a dedicated computer to do this work on. I've tossed and turned, and I've really contemplated adding music to these videos because I think it helps hold people's attention. And I've avoided doing that. Part, I can't figure it out on my iPhone. I think if I start using a computer and maybe use some video editing software, maybe that'll come along. I'm always thinking about different angles and how to film things differently and better, which is kind of ironic on this one because you're seeing this one view because I filmed most of this ride with my my light on my bike was clearly visible and in the middle of the shot. So that's why you're stuck with this view. But you know, it's a process and I hope to get better with it. This is maybe my third video on the Olentangy Trail in Columbus. I'll try to link the two other videos up here so you can take a look at them if you'd like. Hello, on your left. Sure.
Careful on that turn.
All right. Well, she's not kidding. This turn really is it's a tough one. It's a really tight turn. I go on this section of trail quite a bit, so I was well aware of it before she mentioned it. But it was nice of her to say something. At this point, I'm up on 161. The trail's running adjacent to 161. To my left would be Worthington, Thomas Worthington High School. And the ultimate destination for this ride, I'm after the pastry, but will be Hills Market. And that's in the northern terminus of this ride. Oh, here it is. Here's the Hills Market. I've never filmed inside Hills Market. It's kind of a specialty market. And one of the things they do is they have these nice pastries. I've gone up to Hills Market before for a breakfast ride, but it's decidedly out of season, and that's not going on right now. So, Der Dutchman in Plain City is like an Amish restaurant, and they have stuff brought in from there. I had to decide on a pastry from Der Dutchman. So my pastry of choice ends up being not the one with the pink icing, but the one right there, right next to it. I don't know what that is, but it certainly had enough glaze on it to get my sugar intake way up for the day. So I took my pastry and I went outside. At this point, it's probably mid 40s, probably 45 degrees. I sat on the patio, which is the same place where they serve the breakfast. You can see the sign for the breakfast out there. There it sits. I shared this area with a Salvation Army guy. Anyway, the guy was out there ringing the bell, trying to get people to do donations for the Salvation Army. He was quite the character, super friendly. He was on the phone and talking to people at the same time, and he was also vaping. And at one point, it became very apparent to me that he wasn't vaping tobacco. No one said anything. Everybody was very nice and very generous. But at one point, somebody came out and said, "Hey, you know that stuff's blowing back into the store." He says, "Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me." Then he proceeded to vape again. So anyways, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, you never know when your last ride is coming up, so make sure you enjoy all of them. Catch you next time. Please follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. See ya.